Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a state of the market video. Today is March 18th, 2022. Before we get started, this video is for educational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, so starting out with the SPX, and pretty awesome move this week. Monday started out lower. This looks pretty bad. And then as the week progressed, it literally just rocketed up. You're looking at roughly a 7.3% from low to high on the week. That is a huge week, right, for the S&P. And that says a lot. You also had, again, it was quad witching today. So this volume is exaggerated. But, you had a lot of buyers stepping in there. Some things to note here. I have three moving averages. This is the 200-day in the red. This is the 23-day in the yellow, and it's the 50-day in the blue. So you can see that price is above a curling up 23-day, a declining 50, and a flat 200 right below it. So that's a big move. We're going to talk about this in a lot of charts, and good chance what I would personally like to see happen is maybe some pullback into this upward rising 23-day and then a move higher from there. Nothing goes straight up, and this for 4 days did go straight up. So again, a little pullback, nothing wrong with that, right into the moving average, and then boom, you can move higher. And then by that time, hopefully the 50-day will be starting to curl higher, or at least flattening out. Let's see, right around here, that's 39 bars, right? So if you look at it, another week or two, over the next week or two, if you get, some chop or some pullback and then a move higher, that would give the impetus of, a flattening to rising 50-day, and the 200-day never turned down, and that'd be very positive, right? So that's kind of what I am watching for now. Again, this very powerful move. Now, listen, if we give it all back and we break below the 23-day and then, continue lower, that changes everything, right? But as of right now, this is, again, very constructive. Let's see if the equal weight S&P says the same thing. It does. And top to bottom, it was at almost 6%. So again, a very strong move back above all the key levels that I've been watching, back above the 200-day, back above the 50-day, curling up 23-day. Again, just a lot of positive price action. Is it guaranteed all clear? Not yet, but it's a lot of really good price action. So we got to respect that. Qs have been harder hit in general. So let's see where we're at. So here's the initial bottom right here. So VWAP in purple, VWAP from the peak, which was right here. Again, I could probably put the VWAP up here. I'm not sure why I put it there, but I'll probably put it right here. That's really low. I could put the VWAP here if I wanted to. But I would think this makes the most sense, right? The most recent peak. So you can see the price is above this VWAP. That was big deal. And now it's coming into the second VWAP right here. Now, the other thing is it's also touching the 50-day, and it's well below the 200-day. So there's a lot more work to be done in the NASDAQ than in the SPX by far. By the way, this is the volume weighted average price from the COVID low. And I'll just zoom out real fast. So you see the VWAP from COVID low is down here, and price came down almost exactly to it. And kind of held right there. I think that's a good place for it to hold, encouraging there. But again, back into this area, potential overhead supply right over here. As you can see, this was an important area. Again, it moved pretty fast. So no problem if it kind of consolidates here a little bit. Let's this 50-day kind of catch up to it and then move higher. Again, not calling all clear here, but again, just some really positive price action, and we'll see if we can get a higher low. That's what I'm looking for in there. Equal weighted cues. We were looking at this really big head and shoulders. The smaller one confirmed and looked, completed basically. And now this started to break down, and then it ripped higher on the equal weight. So again, that's really nice to see. I think it has to get above this area really for the all clear, but it did break this downtrend line. It's right here. It hasn't made quite that higher high yet, but very positive action, right? Again, this volume is on quad witching, so just keep that in mind. But overall, everything looks really, really good. On the equal weights, looking at IWM, so I was kind of expecting this to break down this way. Again, not much volume happening in here. So unless the big boys step in, this would be an easy place for it to fall to, right? This 166, 165 area. Had buying pressure. This was an interesting day right here. VWAP on there, price is back above it. Wonderful. Hasn't made the higher high yet, in my opinion. Still below this very important area. Has a declining 200-day, above the declining 50-day, and curling up 23. So what does all that mean? A lot of indecision, right? These time frames are not aligned. There's work to do, especially in this area right here. Again, more than likely, I'm going to go ahead and, put some more arrows in here. A shorter pullback and then rip higher. That would be ideal. Again, maybe into the 23-day. And then it could break out and then potentially have the 50-day crawling up and so on and so forth. Again, not out of the woods yet, but way, way more encouraging, just very extended now, right? So if you didn't call and pick the bottom, which again, anybody that did call and pick the bottom is either one, a liar, or lucky, right? So there was no indication at this point that that the bottom was going to be in here, because you could have said the same thing here or here or here. But this is encouraging. Again, back above the 50-day moving average. So we'll see what happens, right? Does this work out, or does this turn right back over and we do come back down here to 166, 165? We'll find out soon enough, right? Another week or two. And here's the IWO again, underneath all of its moving averages. Not all of it, I'm sorry. Underneath the 200-day moving average, above the 50-day. Hasn't broken this downtrend line yet, right? And it could get rejected and then come back down into this area. Again, it got pretty close to it. So I don't know if it's going to undercut it or not, or if it's just going to kind of just move sideways and then move higher. But definitely a lot of damage in this growth area, which is IWO small cap growth. Again, did hold, right? Didn't quite come all the way down. Didn't really have to. Strong move off the bottom, so that's encouraging. And now we'll watch it, right? Again, too extended to really jump in, but a higher low, that'd be constructive. So I'm just looking at mid caps. They've actually held up better than most. And look at this, right to the 200-day, trying to get above it. Never really broke down. Just again, much stronger name than the other indexes, in my opinion. From all-time highs, it's only down 6% from not all-time highs. I'm sorry, from this most recent high, and from all-time highs, it's down, 7.5%. So, yeah, I mean, that's mid caps look pretty good. That's a place where I would definitely focus on, right? Some of those mid cap names. Let's look at XLF. Coming back, right? Storming back. It came all the way back down here to 35, 60, 70-ish. And now it's back to 39, back above the 200-day and fighting the 50-day moving average right here. Again, looks very constructive. Interest rate hikes this week, so that may have helped. But XLF looks good. Definitely participating. SMH had this kind of wedgy look to it. It did break out of that wedge. That was very positive. Had a great week. And again, but you have that cross right here, which is what it is. More importantly, prices below the 200-day and the 50-day, and 50 days declining pretty hard, hasn't quite tested it yet. So there's still a lot of concerns in SMH. This has to, again, it ran real hard here, like everything else. It ran 12 over 12%. So yeah, let's see if it could come back. Maybe it holds this area, this 255, 256 area, right? And then can move higher. That'd be pretty constructive. So, but overall, it's a start in SMH. Looking at wood, really in the short term, if you look at it, this actually started rebounding the week prior. And so there was potentially a signal there that I just didn't see. But it shot up ahead of the week prior to the market shooting up, and held this area. And so that was kind of interesting there. I'm going to get rid of this because I don't think it matters anymore. It is making maybe a bottom. And again, I missed that signal right here, but last week that was a nice little shoot up, then consolidation, and moved higher. So that was really good for wood. Looking at the VIX, coming down hard under 24. Love to see that. Looking at bond ratios, let's get rid of some of these moving averages, volume, and yeah. So I was real concerned with this look right here, right? As this was zooming up and moving higher and moving out of this area, and then it just totally collapsed, right? Starting this week. And that is very positive for stocks overall. Love to see that bond market is no longer worried, whether it's Russian default, whether it's war in Ukraine, whatever the problem is. Bond market doesn't seem to care, which means I don't care. Equity only put call ratio. Again, we had a few extreme moves back at the end of January and into February. Never really even got extreme here again, and didn't get crazy extreme. And back into neutral territory, so no signal. That's the answer right there. No signal. Looking at some breadth studies, you have the VALUG geometric index. Again, testing overhead supply. Pretty big spot. So we'll see if it can make a higher low or what it can do right there. All right. Looking at percent stocks above the 50-day moving average. Again, it's been such a big downtrend. 50 days come down, and now big thrust. And I love to see this type of breadth thrust. Looks really good. Back above 50% now at 54%. So really positive look right there in breadth. Looking at gold. Gold fell apart. Again, that's I think a positive for the market overall. So I'd love to see that. And looking at Bitcoin. Let's go to bar charts. So here's Bitcoin, which is real interesting because just looking at this area right here is kind of wedging a little bit. But this is the VWAP that I'm most interested in off the highs. It came up to it, kind of here. It's respected this VWAP for a long time. So 45,000, right? That is the all clear in my book for Bitcoin. Making a higher high also would be really nice. If it breaks this trend line, I think that would be definitely the bearish sentiment. Being the riskiest of risk appetite. Looking at the week, it's up over 10% for the week. So love that. But again, this 45,000, that's what I'm looking at. I think if Bitcoin gets above that's above 45,000, that's definitely an all clear for me. That risk is back on. All right, so let's sum it up real fast. In the end, a great move this week. Breadth is improving significantly this week. Everything looks really, really good. But it moved really fast, really far in a very short period of time. So my plan for me is going to be now let's watch who the true market leaders are. I have a list going, as you should also, who you think will be the next leaders in this market. And now we look for good entries with appropriate stops, right? that's the answer. Try some stuff out because the market's giving us signals that maybe a bottom is in. Again, too far too fast right now. Now let's kind of come out here and finish off this base, right? I can easily say it needs to make the left side of a base, and then we can go higher from there. All right. Good luck this week. If you haven't already, Alpha Charge 365 on Twitter. Check me out the YouTube channel. Appreciate all you guys liking and subscribing. That does help me out. I put out 3 videos now a week. My state of the market, this one, stocks to watch, and also the long view, which is more ETF based and using weekly charts. Okay, so that's what I got for you. Hope you all have a good weekend and a good week next week. Good luck out there and take care.